Hello quilters, this is Krista from Doc's Quilt Shop, and I'm going to take you on a journey with me about how I go from this to a quilt. I got this idea the other day, and so I drew it out, and fortunately I'm a much better quilter than I am drawing. So this is what I'm going to try to do, and even since this I've kind of gotten a couple different ideas. So this is what we'll go for, and this is what we'll try. So wish me luck. So this is, I'm going to be using one of Crista's custom cuts. We have gone and cut 2 of every fabric in the line. We also have the Rolie Polies and that are available if you want to use a Rolie Polie as well. So this is what I'm just going to kind of separate. This line has kind of the sky color, has navy color, and it has the blue color. So I'll save those for something else. I love this plaid. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. We'll see where we need it. And then here we've got reds. And there are 3 different patterns in reds. And then we have our white patterns. And so the first thing I'm going to do is match a red and a white and kind of decide what I like with which one here. So I think maybe I'll try that. Oh, I think I'll go with the fireworks on that one. Oh, and then we can do the fireworks with the stars. And then these others we'll save. I've got little flags, hats, and stars that we'll save for something else. And another plaid, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not sure what to do with this one yet. So we'll put those aside. So the first thing I am going to do is I'm going to take 1 white and 1 red. And these are just 2.5-inch strips, just like they come in the Rolie Polie. And I'm just going to sew down one side, match them up and sew down. And I'm kind of going all over, and so I'm going to use my sew line, and it's just going to help give me that visual to keep it right there so I can keep going straight. So if the camera happens to scan the room, don't mind my chaos. I am in the works of getting Doc's Quilt Shop open so that people can actually have a place to come and shop and look at the material themselves instead of it all being online. So bear with me. And I'm thinking I am going to use the red, white, and blue stripe as another red. And now to think of which one to put with it. Especially for the way I'm going, I need 4 sets basically. Do that. So many inches or feet, and realize you've been at a bobbin for a while. Like that. Yep, I'm out.
Now you have audio.
Okay, so I am going to use this one as another one so that I have 4 different. But now, let's see. Oh, I do like that. Hats. I think I'm going to go with the stars. Okay, and then we'll get these 2 and then on to the next one.
snip these apart.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is match into pairs. So I can do this one. And this one maybe? Let's see what comes out with these two. Oh, I'm going to have two plaids. these two, and I could do these two. That way I'm not getting the same little stars and little stars. And okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these two together now. Okay. So now you can see that we've got 4 of them together. And the next thing is to iron these nice and flat. And then we'll cut them into blocks. So meet me over at the iron and we'll get these ironed. Okay, so for the next thing, we've got blue background, we've got navy background, and we've got sky background. And I'm thinking for the star, the points of the star, I think I'm going to do the navy background. And so I'm going to make half square triangles with this. See, don't mind the chaos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew a white strip with a navy. And I'll go down one side and then down the other side. So hopefully this works. So I went down both sides, and so I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll meet you back here. So the last strips we're going to make is, we're going to make 4 patches. So now let's see, which ones do we have here? Okay, so there's only 3 of the sky. So now the hard part, which ones to put with what? I think I like stars. Huh. There we go. And those we'll set aside. Figure out what to do with those later.
Hang on a second. I need that.
So now we'll make the next set of strips. Putting right sides together. And we're just going to sew down one line, one side of this. Okay, so now that we've got these all paired up, we are going to make these into 4 patches, but first, before we iron them, I'm going to cut them. And I'm going to cut them into 2.5 inch. So meet me at the cutting board.
Yep, it's there.
Okay, so here I've gone ahead and sewn the sky blue with the blue. And I've just sewn down one side. And so I am going to, dog's licking my leg, fold it in half. And I'm going to just line it up here, and I'm going to cut 2.5 inch squares. And I am doing this before I iron because I feel that it's easier. I can go into the scrap bin. And now I've got, when I go and iron these, I will iron them to the dark side. And then I can mix and match with the others. But then we'll put them together as a 4 patch. And they should be able to align easily, or more easy, just because you're going to the dark side and they're going in opposite directions. So I will do that, the same thing with the rest of my strips, and come right back, get back to you. Cut them very good. Neatly. Well, that one didn't go at all. Let's do this one again. See, hopefully they should line up perfectly, because if I cut them right. There we go. Okay. Okay, now that I got all these cut, I am going to go iron them, and I will iron them to the dark side. So I will meet you at the iron. Okay, here we are with the strips. As you can see, I've sewn down one side of the strip and down the other side. And so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Clearly Perfect slotted trimmer, trimmer A, and what I'm going to do is I am going to line this up on a line. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want the 2.5 inch, and so I'm going to take their 2.5 inch, the dash line, and I'm going to put it on my stitch line. And give it enough room so that I'm not getting in the selvage. And I'm going to trim it. Now, if you want to, you can come into these slots here and you can trim off these little edges. Some people call them the dog ears, I call them the little edges, and then that way you don't have to trim them off later. I usually just trim them off later. You don't have to trim them off, but if you do, then it helps decrease the bulk. But now when you open this up, now we've got a half square triangle that we can iron to the dark side. Okay, try it this way. Oh, yeah, this is going to be much better. So again, trim and trim. And now I can flip it again. And this one will line right up with that side. But on this one, I'm going to have to do 2 trims again. And again, line it up with their stitch line on my stitch line and just trim it.
Their stitch line and my stitch line sitting on the mat.
Okay, and that's what you do. And so I am going to do that with the rest of the strips. And then we are going to iron it. And so I will meet you at the iron.